Hello again, everybody. This is going to be my attempt to qualify for the December Manatraders series, which is modern. I expect to see the more tier 1, tier 1.5 decks in the Manatraders series, given that this is like an actual um, tournament, kind of. So I don't really expect to see a lot of the more fringe archetypes. I'm going to expect to see lots of Tron, lots of Uro, lots of Blue White, Stone Blade. Not so much stuff like Jund, what we're playing, but Jund's my go-to die hard, so I'm going to ride it till the end. Um, Playing a pretty straightforward Jund list, not playing any Dark Confidant in the main as I tend to like to do. I am playing one in the sideboard for when it's good because I do feel like it has its moments where it really, really shines. Brought back 2 lightning bolts for the purposes of the league, is like I mentioned. I expect a lot of the tier 1 stuff to be running around. It'll be weaker it'll be weaker when compared to more fatal pushes when I play against stuff like Shadow and Uro, but I think having a bit of reach may be what's needed to kill to win or flip a race versus a combo deck where fatal push might not do anything. So since we're not playing the Dark Confidants, I really wanted to make sure that I had some way to get card advantage elsewhere. The rest of the deck is kind of geared towards that usually, and now is the case as well. Playing 3 red and 6, 4 Liliana of the Veil, 4 Bloodbraid. Pyramids are not really card advantage unless your hand's empty, but we expect to get there a good amount of the time. And I'm also playing 2 Cling to Dust. Again, I expect to see more of the tier 1 decks and tier 1.5 decks, given that this is a Manatraders series and people are actually trying to qualify with the good decks. So I think Cling to Dust is going to be a pretty cool tool to help beat stuff like Uro, as well as generally interact with the graveyard. And if we do face a grindy matchup, we can escape it and net some cards. Alright, so... Thanks, Santos. Alright, so I am going to see if I remember how to... I haven't done one of these in a while. I have to, like... It's not a league, so I have to, like, every single match I have to, like, go on the Manatraders website and, like, initiate it there. Alright, so the opponent is creating our match. We are playing against Salvite. We are going to go to Constructed. Modern, yeah. Modern Tournament Practice, and we're looking for someone named Salvite. Oh, well, someone else joins their match. Oh, there they go. I actually didn't check that I had the right deck submitted, but I'm pretty sure I do, so if it's not, that'll be an oof. Yeah, let's go first. And I don't. Immediately I have the wrong deck selected. Dredge is one of the few decks that I own in on Magic Online, so I guess it just auto went to that one. So in next match, I guess we'll be playing Jund. My apologies. This is a mulligan, though. And also a tier 1 deck, though. This hand's not great. Pretty sure we just go again. Ain't that an oof, already playing the wrong deck. And getting punished for it. Going down again. Wow. I mean, I'll keep a hand of land Treecorn. I guess. Yeah, you get to play anything you want. You could change even in between matches if you want. I mean, I guess I'm just going to keep these 3. This is a Dredge 3. It's not great, but, I mean, ideally we hit just another Dredger. I really wish I was... This is the wrong Jund deck. We are playing Jund, but the wrong Jund deck. And for those just joining, there's a couple of you. I just submitted the wrong deck list by accident. Next round, we're playing actual Jund. And since I haven't played this deck in a while, I already forgot that I should have done that in the main phase in case I hit a whatchamacallit, a amalgam, and then have it trigger to come back at an end step. Alright, well, I guess we'll run it again. Not that side. That one. Alright, there we go. Alright, so we're kind of doing the thing off of the 3-carder. That was a really good dredge 3 after having a really bad dredge 3. You played against 4 Heliod. That's a good amount of Heliod. That deck's, I think, tier 1. We didn't have any dredgers to keep the loop going, which is unfortunate. Alright, there we got Heliod again. Or I guess for my first time, your 5th time. Well. Alright, well, I guess the only play I have is attack. Can I just lose this match quickly so I can get to the actual good deck? This deck's honestly probably better, but one of these decks is way more fun to play, and it's not this one. Just hit the combo cut so I can concede, please. Alright, well, I'm honestly just never winning this game anyway. I can't beat the creatures in play. I have to hit a land, and then I'm just way too slow. Alright, so Heliod. Axe. Stain the Mind can remove combo, which is good. Thoughtseize is a consideration. And then if we're assuming the opponent has graveyard hate, then I'm going to need to bring in the claims. I don't think I'm bringing in Brutality as a removal spell. So these are the considerations, not necessarily keeping them all. Take out an Amalgam. Conflagrate's probably pretty good. Dark Blast is also fine. Man, I haven't sideboarded with this deck in forever. Alright, so what do I actually want to keep? I guess for the combo, the Stain is actually not super crazy. I think I'm going to bring in 3 claims, the 2 Stains, and some number of axes. Yeah, these merchants are pretty bad. Let's just try to have a reunion or a Shriekhorn. Dark Blast is good, but Lightning Axe hits more. So I think I'm okay shaving on that. Maybe like a Thug. And maybe like 1 Creeping Chill, but that card's pretty good to keep. I still got a Bloodghast. We could probably do better. This Shriek, it's like we need to hit a land too. Like if we could hit our Dakmor Salvage, we're good. But I think we can mulligan to something nuttier, like this. Put a Creeping Chill back, clearly. Don't think I'm going to be Nature's claiming that. I think I might want to save it for actual hate. The Blood Crypt. Alright, now we get to Reunion. And there's the Horn. A turn too late, but I think I'm still just casting this Reunion now. See if I can get something going. Let's ditch. Obviously the Life from the Loam. This Chill's not doing much in the hand. Something just happened. South Play, thanks for the follow. Alright, well, we've got the Nature's Claim and the Shriekhorn to follow it up, so not ridiculously tragic. I guess I should just play Mountain, play Shriekhorn, And then at the opponent's end of second main phase, I can claim into Shriekcore and target myself. Oh, they got the Coco too. Brutal. And then again, doing this now in case I hit a prized amalgam and a way to get it back. I wanted to come back at this end step. Uh-oh. Champion, yeah, that's annoying. Set my upkeep stop before I forget. Hey, beat the imp. And the Dakmore for what it's worth. We get a Thug and that's it. I could cycle Forgotten Crave now. We'll see if I hit something, and even if I don't, I can like loam it back with some other stuff. Seems fine. Let's get that Thug. A chill. And we hit a Bloodghast. Not the worst. Alright, so Cave for sure. I guess Mountain is a Painless Land, and I don't really need to be fetching. Let's get Mire. And then I'll play the Mountain, get back the Bloodghast, and have this Forgotten Cave up again. Yeah, and for those joining, because we got another couple of you, I submitted the wrong deck list for my first match here. So after this match, which is hopefully ending soon because I hate this deck, I'll get to the deck we're all here for. No attack. Bloodghast cannot block. Alright, and I should have done this in the main phase, but my timing is a little off. Imp dredges more, but I guess I should just go for the imp. I can always, for my actual draw step, hit the loam. Alright, so should I hit the loam? Definitely want to hit the Conclave Mentor with like this Conflagrate. Putting 2 counters on the Mentor would be annoying. Alright, they don't though. Cool. Alright, so draw step. I'm going to get the loam again. I want to get back this Forgotten Cave. We had an Ox. Ox is good. Yeah, I submitted this deck list by accident, Ian. So after this match, I'll be able to play the fun deck. Alright, so I can Conflagrate, ditching most of my hand into Ox. Well, most meaning all. So I can kill the Conclave Mentor, do the rest to the opponent's face, and then Ox. Hope that's good enough. Suppose I should Shock first, in case I draw a 1-mana spell that I want to play. I could also Shriekcore myself again, but I think I'm going to do that in response to any triggers that are created by the Ox dredging a bunch. So I'll say yes to this. Cast Conflagrate on that. 2. Then I guess the rest can go to face. Say okay. Red, red. Discard 5. These 5. Done. You can gain 2. You can put a counter on Auriok Champion. Alright, then we can Ox. Do I want green or red up? Definitely green, in case I draw like a Nature's Claim or something. I mean, probably just doing the full dredge anyway. Alright, so Claim can leave, Reunion can leave, this can leave for free, this can leave for free, this is free. I think that's it for the free things. I need 3 more. I'm never gonna need a handful of Bloodstained Mires. I guess I'll keep the Stomping Grounds. Oh, I'm going to keep one fetch for possible Bloodghast shenanigans. Thug is the worst Dredger by a lot. I don't think I'll need 3 Stinkweed Imps. I'll get rid of one of them. Gain a life, yeah. Alright, so I'll go for the Imps first. See if I can get anything nutty. Alright, and then for the last one, does Dark Blast do anything? No, because I left up green. I guess I should get Loam now. I could get the Dakmore salvage to get the landfall for my 1 Bloodghast. That doesn't seem great. I think I just want to set up the Loam. Yeah, set up Loam. Alright, we got some triggers. Hit one prize amalgam. I guess now would be the time to do this, so I can maybe hit another. There are 2 left in the deck, only 12. It's not a super low chance. Always yes. Always yield. Let's yield to this thing already. Yield to this thing already. Yield. Thought I said always yes to that. Yes. Alright, I guess the attack on this Narcomoeba is pretty free. I could flag rate again, that's double red. Jam. Go. Yield. What did I click? Stack. Combo. Alright, now I get to play the good deck. Or the fun deck, at least. Since I submitted this one by accident. Alright, so... maybe it submitted the wrong deck list because the other deck wasn't completed, although it should be. Jund Current. No, it's complete. I think Dredge was just like the first completed deck like in this list because it starts with D. So I think I just submitted that. I should have double checked. All right, so let me try submitting the right deck this time. Yeah, changing the deck. So I guess I change it in here. Yeah, change it here. You qualify with Junsha. That's pretty solid. Alright, I want to change deck to Jund Current. Submit. Alright, we should be good now. No, I'm not redoing. I actually didn't do a normal metagame breakdown like I usually do. Because I expect this metagame to be pretty dissimilar to like the regular Magic Online League metagame. Because like with this event, people are actually trying to qualify. It's not like people just playing with the fun that they want to play. Luckily for me, my fun deck is somewhat playable. Alright. Alright, we're waiting for someone named Plus Elephant. Right there. Alright, let's get the real show on the road. Keeper. Take this upkeep stop off. Yeah, that as far as qualifying for Manatraders goes, that is on the record. Alright, Storm. So this is a pretty good matchup. Ramanda's probably going to be the most annoying long run. If they had a reducer, I'd probably take that because I don't have an answer. But I'm going to take the Remand. That like probably buys them the most time out of everything they've got going for them right now. So, I mean, Tarmogoyf is going to be a nice quick clock. Alright, land not good. I'm going to fetch to play the Tarmogoyf, and the off chance the opponent's playing Lightning Bolt or something, there's already an instant in the yard. I really don't want it getting bolted dead. So, Tomb into Goyf. And then honestly, next turn I'm probably just going to Pyromancer to get some of these wretched lands out of hand. Oh, let me, there we go. Steam Vents tapped. Alright, so still no Reducer. They topped with the Scry. Liliana would be excellent. Just another land. Alright, well, we've got the Pyromancer to, cycle some of them. I guess, like, if I'm being ultra technical, I should be attacking first. What I'm discarding doesn't actually increase my type count for the Tarmogoyf. Alright, and then in terms of the land that I'm keeping, I suppose I'll keep the Stomping Ground because I want more green if I find Ooze. Mire does the same thing, but I would have to get another Overgrown Tomb, and I think I like Stomping Ground more. So I'll ditch the Mountain and the Mire, see if I can find some interactive spells. Alright, well, Bloodbraid's at least another way to pressure. Yeah, this matchup I expect to be pretty good. I don't think we're ahead this game. The opponent's got a lot of stuff we don't know about. They could very easily combo. Bottom with the Scry. Off of my namesake. They didn't play their Shivan Reef? That seems like a mistake. Not entirely sure why they didn't do that. Could I get an Inquisition or a Thoughtseize? No, I won't cast that one. Thanks for offering, though. So we're hitting for 8 here. We do have a lethal swing next turn, assuming nothing changes. There's the Reducer, yeah. I mean, they could go off from here. Alright, they're gonna try. Alright, I mean, if they've got a gifts, they've got it, pretty much. I guess they just forgot to play the land because they thought they didn't need it, and they didn't really cross their mind. Alright, there's the gifts. Alright, so gonna have to be smart about this, if there's even a way to be smart about it. It's probably like, what, 2 rituals, Past in Flames, maybe a don't know that they play Noxious Survival still. Pretty close. Alright, so their bottleneck right now appears to be cards, but I mean, that's not really a bottleneck when they've got Past in Flames and all of the rituals. So if I give them Manamorphose, Past in Flames, they get to just ritual it out anyway. If I put Past in Flames, Manamorphose in their yard, they can... If they don't have another ritual, they can't actually Past in Flames because it costs 4 with the Reducer. They've got 3 mana. They can go up to 4, which has them with 0 left over. So I guess I'm binning the rituals, then hoping they don't have another ritual or more foes. Another Morphos after this one, that is. This is the one that I gave them. Alright, if they got a ritual, they win. Oh, they just had the other Past in Flames. That should do it, too. Yeah, I needed another piece of interaction. Just didn't have it. Oh, I need to update current record. That's what you were saying, Ian. Current record. I guess for purposes, it's like, I don't know what to do. So, like, for purposes of, like, the Jund content, we're 0 and 0. But, like, for purposes of qualifying for the Manatraders thing, which is, I guess, what we're trying to do, we're 0-1. So I'll just put up the 0-1. That'll do. Alright, we've got some good sideboard stuff. Damping Sphere, Nile Spellbomb, Ashiok is also pretty great. Brutality is additional as an additional kind of duress. Dark Confidant going to be one of our better threats. Necromancer can take out a combo piece. Just like basically everything. Even Fatal Push can like kill a reducer. Pyromancer seems a bit slow. Kolaghan's Command also very, very slow. I think that the Fatal Push is actually just going to be strictly better than something like Dreadbore. Red and 6 kills next to nothing. Cling the Dusts are going to be good, though. I don't want to tap out a whole lot, so I'm going to shave out some top end. This has me needing 4 cuts. Definitely not boarding out any Inquisitions or Thoughtseizes. I'm going to keep the bolts before I keep the Fatal Pushes. So maybe I just don't want more Fatal Pushes. I mean, 5 1-mana spells is probably just good. I honestly just really don't like Ren and 6. It doesn't kill anything. And like the card advantage game doesn't matter a whole lot as long as the card advantage is all lands. So one more cut here. It's not super clear what it should be. Maybe it's just a Brutality. Like, third Brutality is here for, like, if I ever need to, like, need another piece versus Hyper Aggro, like Burn or Prowess. But when the best mode on this is probably the Duress mode, given it doesn't kill Baral. But we've already got 2 Thoughtseizes and 4 Inquisitions. That said, Brutality takes Gifts Ungiven, whereas Inquisition does not. So maybe the Brutality is more important than, say, an Inquisition. But I think this is looking pretty good. Don't want to shave out too many Blood Bridges. I do need closing power. Can't let them rebuild after I cut them down. Yeah, let's go first. 1 lander, and it's a forest. That sounds good. So I'm definitely not just going to play Ravine and then a Tarmogoyf on 2. So I think what's going to happen is I will just fetch Shock, cast an Inquisition now. So what am I binning? It's either Brutality or Fatal Push. I mean, Fatal Push can kill a Reducer. Inquisition and Thoughtseize can both take it. I'll just bin the Brutality. I think the rest of the cards in her hand are better than that. Better than it. And then in terms of the lands, I guess I'll get Overgrown Tomb, because if I draw untapped land next turn, there's a chance I want to cast the Tarmogoyf after Inquisitioning here. Wow, they boarded in Mana Leak, and they've got 2 gifts. Alright, well, I'm on the play, so their Mana Leak gets worse. I'm just going to take the Ritual. There we go. There we go. Like, I get slightly punished if I don't hit untapped land here, but even if I don't, like I can be pretty patient. Alright, so do I just fire off the Thoughtseize now? They don't have a reducer, so holding up just this push might not do a whole lot. They've got double gifts, so I guess this would be a fine take of the mana leak. Like if I can't take the second gifts, there's almost no point in taking the first one, because they really only need one to go off. Oh god. Like if I can find an Ashiok or something, that would be a cool way to shut both of them down at the same time. Alright, so presumably no way to answer this Tarmogoyf immediately. Spellbomb's a good one. So I've got sorcery land. If I pop the spellbomb on the opponent, Goyf doesn't actually shrink because I'll be adding artifact. More spot removal isn't what I'm looking for here. I think I'm going to want to save the spellbomb to hit whatever they're gifting for, but that said they've got a second, so it makes it a little awkward. And if I want to pop it, I want to hold the black up. I'll probably just push a reducer if that's the play. And I'm not going to pop this now, because if they play a reducer, I'm going to want to kill it end step instead of like drawing this card and not hitting a land. Alright, well, they're in hard cast gifts territory. Not where I want to be. And again, I'm pretty sure I want to nuke whatever they get with this first gift, so I can't really pop it yet either. Alright, well, we hit a land. That's not the worst. Alright, so their bottleneck right now is, I guess, between cards or mana. It looks like it's just mana. It's like, they don't have any rituals that we know of. They also don't have the Past in Flames. If I keep them off of that, that's good. Like, if they put a Past in Flames in the pile, I'm probably just going to yard it. And then try to get it with the Spell Bomb. This game's not looking good, though. They had a pretty solid hand, and had I kept the Brutality over the Inquisition, it gets interesting, because then seeing their hand in the beginning, I could have not kept Inquisition, and then I would have had a way to get rid of both of the gifts. Alright, well, I've got lots of ways to deal with the creatures, so I'm probably just going to give them the creatures. Alright, so like I mentioned, their bottleneck is mana, but I've got ways to deal with the creatures, and the Past in Flames can get answered by the Spell Bomb, so I'm going to put into the graveyard the Past in Flames and the Ritual. I think that's good. Yep. Alright, so I'm going to lead on a push. And then if they're going to pass it, if they're going to gifts off of not a ritual, they'd have to do it now. I do want to find additional pressure. They've got a Past in Flames and lots of goodies in the yard. They've got another one in their hand, which makes me nervous. But I think I'm going to pop the Spell Bomb now. It's pretty juicy, and I want to get the card. Get second red in case I find like a Seasoned Pyromancer. Get this first Past in Flames out of here. Yikes. I mean, if we play it smart, I mean, we do have lethal next turn between bolting the opponent's face and activating the ravine next turn. So we might be able to play it sneaky. If we can get out of this turn surviving, we might get there. This is, of course, assuming that we're able to kill a Burl and add creature to the yard. Not even then, we could just get to bolt the opponent to 5. Burl, yep. Alright, I think we're going to escape with it. If they remand this, it's annoying, but we can just recast it. Actually, I need to update the stream list. They're mana leaking. All right, well, I guess I'll bolt the Baral again in response. We still have lethal between the Goyf and the Ravine, and I want to kill this before they get the loot out of it. But yeah, I'll update the deck list right after this match. That is. All right, that's countered. I will not pay. So we're hoping to dodge Lightning Bolt here. Liliana's good, but I'm just gonna go for the kill. If they've got the bolt, it's unfortunate, but we'll live to fight another turn probably. Cool. Okie doke. Change anything? Maybe on the account that gifts is so much more important. It's so important to take. The brutality might be a strict upgrade Inquisition, but the 1 mana is a pretty big deal as opposed to 2. I think I'm gonna keep it. We did get kind of fatal push flooded, but they all ended up getting used, and they all ended up getting used pretty well. I'm gonna resubmit. Yep, this hand does the thing. We don't have any actual pressure, but we can interact and hopefully buy enough time to get there. The opponent has also mulliganed. So I guess I'll lead on the Verdant. Then I'm gonna really hope that the opponent's turn 2 play is play a reducer as opposed to holding up a remand. Since I've drawn a Mire, I'll lead on the other Mire. Come on, just play a Baral or something. That would make me really happy. Well, I guess the thing that would make me happier is if you just don't play a land. I'll fire off for brutality, see what's going on. No lands, please. Alright, well, there's the pressure that we were missing. Don't really need to save this brutality to kill a creature. We've got the push for that. Alright, they did have the remand and they have the creature. Flame Slash is fine in the hand. Ritual is fine. They've got so many rituals. I think it's probably just the remand. It's the only unique thing in the opponent's hand. And it has the potential to be the most annoying versus this Ashiok, which by itself could be pretty game ending. So I'll take the remand. Obviously, we would love for the opponent to brick again. It's kind of hard to mulligan to 5 versus Jund. But with this hand, I guess I probably would have done it. I mean, if they spiked the land, their hand ended up being pretty good. Cling, not bad. Guess if I want to fetch a basic, it would probably be basic forest. If I find like an ooze, so I'm just determining which fetch I want to play. It's more likely than not going to be basic forest. So I'll get stomping around with a Mire. And then get this Ashiok in. And then I'll start targeting the opponent with the minus. I have to be somewhat afraid of it getting bolted, so maybe I only minus it this once. But I mean, I'm not super afraid of a bolt, I don't think. We're already pretty far ahead. Split the difference top and bottom with that. More lands, not great. We've got the Blood Braid, so I'm feeling pretty safe in terms of not getting comboed. The opponent can't do any shenanigans with Gifts Ungiven as long as we have Ashiok in play. So I think now's as good a time as any to get our pressure down. I guess I am somewhat concerned about getting natural grape shotted, so I'll try to keep my life total relatively high. And another threat would be the best case here. I don't want to hit like a push or anything. Goyf is perfect. Because like we know they've got the Flame Slash to answer our first thing. So now there may even be a consideration to Ashiok targeting myself. Because like the odds that Goyf grows are pretty high. And taking out a sorcery doesn't actually remove sorcery. And between the two threats, the Tarmogoyf is going to hit for substantially harder. The only issue is then we could be opening up our Ashiok to a Lightning Bolt. So do I want to gamble and try to keep the Goyf big, or do I want to just make sure the Ashiok doesn't die? I think I want to make sure the Ashiok doesn't die. I've got a backup threat. I mean, Bloodbraid is worse than Goyf in that it hits for less. But I think this Ashiok is going to be pretty key. Like, even if they do bolt it and it's at 1, I may want to one-shot their graveyard an additional time. So I think it's probably good to keep this at 4 and let them potentially Flame Slash the Goyf if they decide to go that way. They might just, like, play the Baral, but that doesn't do a whole lot in the face of this board and my hand, which they don't know about. Alright, they're doing something. They're going to go for, like, an empty? Empty could be problematic. Thanks for the bit, Ian. Alright, so empty would be what I don't want to see. Looks like they might have it. If they go like Flame Slash into empty, that could be a way I lose. Get 12 goblins. Alright, I got 12 goblins. Alright, I could very easily lose this now. I've got push for one of them. It's not the best use of it. Kling could gain me some life. Where were you? So yeah, I'm gonna now that the opponent has unloaded, I think I'm gonna nuke the yard. I mean, I guess Damping Sphere prevents additional stuff from happening. It's not the best feeling. I guess, yeah, I'll just cast this sphere now. And I'm on defense now. Yeah, Plague Engineer would be a good thing to have here. I don't have it in my 75, though. Alright, so we know the hand is Baral Ritual. I mean, I'm just going to let this Baral stick around. I kind of have to push a... oh, I mistracked their hand, I guess. Yeah, I kind of have to use it to gain 3. I mean, pushing the Baral does mean that I can eat that, but I need to kill the attackers. Doubt they're going at Ashiok here. They're like almost definitely just going to go at me. Yeah, I mean, I think empty was the one realistic way they had of winning, and they had a bunch of rituals and the empty.
You're gonna send 4 at the Ashiok that doesn't matter? You're gonna send 5 at the Ashiok that doesn't matter? Sure. That's 4 that I don't have to take. Alright, so am I gaining 3 here or just drawing a card off of the peatland? Just gonna draw the card, dig towards something. Don't know what. These goblins are kind of overwhelming. No. Alright, well, let's see if I can hit a removal spell. This Kling is gonna have to gain me life. I hate how when my computer restarts, it automatically assumes I want to use Yahoo. Who wants to use Yahoo? Alright, well this game's over, unfortunately. Alright, let me get the deck and Stream Decker real fast. Alright, I think it should be good. Yeah, that link is different. We should be good. Alright, let's do that then. Alright. So we are 0-1 with Jund. 0-2 in the series. Because again, I submitted the wrong deck list for the first league. Alright, alright, let's see if I can get into this next one. Alright, I am creating the match for who? Noobman93. I feel like I've played this person before. Noobman93. Wondering if Ancient Grudge or Collect Roof is better for Artifact Hate. As opposed to what? Oh, are you asking like between those two? Um, I mean they obviously do similar roles. I guess it depends on if you're worried about your if you're worried about your oof getting killed. Like if you think your oof is gonna get killed pretty consistently, then probably play the thing that doesn't die. The you play the instant. Titan. All right. Well, I probably should have tombed first in case I drew exactly Blackleaf Cliffs. I think I'm going to take the Pact because the Renin 6 deals with the Scout really well. But yeah, I should have let on the Overgrown Tomb. I guess maybe not even then. Because if I play the Renin 6 and like I wouldn't have anything to buy back. Okay. We get everything situated. All right, we drew a push, but I mean, I'm gonna Renin 6 this thing for free. Or they played Snow Forest and Scout. All right, boom. Bog. Yep. So now we don't have anything to buy back with the Ren, which is annoying. But I think I'm going to shock this so the Scavenging Ooze has some food. Alright, so untapped land would be nice here. Preferably a fetch, because that'll combo with a Ren. Thoughtseize. Alright, well, I don't think I'm going to blow that quite yet. In fact, I'll probably just go ahead and cycle this Cling, because if I hit a fetch land, I'm going to want to buy it back. Another push. The opposite of what the doctor ordered. I think I'm going to save the Thoughtseize for the turn prior to Titan. Like if they play an Explorer here, then it'll be kind of at conflict with me trying to curve into Bloodbraid. Also, the opponent could just have multiple Titans, so maybe it's better to just fire it off there. No guarantee it hits anything though, but I mean the chances are good. Come on, opponent. Asking the opponent if they're actually there. Yes, anybody want to talk about anything while we wait? Ugh. Aggravating. Alright. I guess we got the AFK points. Yeah, I'll be an engineer in a week. So that's cool. I mean, if I want to be like a, I guess like a registered engineer, I have to take the FE exam. But that shouldn't be too bad if I choose to take it, and I plan on doing it at some point. Mechanical engineering. Alright, so let's get everything updated here and then jump into another one. Oh, I already updated it. I did it and I even realized. I think it's FE, isn't it? Fundamentals of Engineering? Do you mean like practicing engineer PE? I think the exam is FE though. FE exam. Yeah, it's FE. Okay, I need to get to this next match though. I clicked the wrong button. Alright. Here's the right button. Play a match. My deck is ready. Play now. Where did my HUD go? There we go. Come back. Boom. Damn it. All of my tabs are everywhere. FE is EIT? I don't know what EIT is. There are so many acronyms. Oh, okay, that explains it. So I got the something went wrong message. Engineering training. Alright, I think I got the Manatraders thing working again. So that's good. Now I'm just waiting. So was the inactivity until concession, I guess, time limit shortened? Because I know there used to be none, and then they changed it to like 7 minutes. But that opponent like scooped the match when they had 20 minutes left on the clock after actually using one. So I wonder if they shortened it, again. 2 minutes in queue. Pairing successful. Yeah, I think it used to be something like 10 minutes, but I know they changed it to make it shorter, and I think they might have made it even shorter still. Alright, so we are waiting for this person. Create. Waiting for this person. I don't even know how to pronounce that. For another week, yeah, I'm in college. We're good at winning die rolls today. Not so much at having good keepable hands, though. This hand's good. I'll ditch a swamp pretty easily. And then there's like actually consideration just leading on the ravine. If they play a 1-mana creature, I will wish that I had kept the push up. But I think in the likelihood that they don't play a creature on 1, I'm gonna want to play a Goyf on 2. So I'll lead on the ravine. Yeah, I mean Maelstrom Pulse has its spots. But I mean it's hard to see like the one case in like 20 matches and be like, oh yeah, you should have had the Maelstrom Pulse, you know, right? Like there's no guarantee it's ever gonna be good. Like more often than not, it's a 3-mana sorcery kill a thing. And sorcery speed can be pretty backbreaking, especially at 3 mana for a 1/1. Most of the time 1/1. But again, in that storm matchup, it would have looked quite good. Yeah, like pulse is just really slow. All right, well I guess I'm glad I'm playing Goyfon too, but it is an 0/1. Tron. Would you look at that? They've got the Tron. Surprise. Any chance it's Eldrazi Tron? And this is like a Chalice? Yeah, okay. Alright, well, the hand's actually not that bad versus Eldrazi Tron. I think I'm just going to get second Goyf down. Yeah, I think I'm just going to get second Goyf down. Get all my lands in untapped. Like, I could fetch, attack for 1. Oh, you know what I should do? I'm going to Fatal Push my own Tarmogoyf. It's going to get countered by Chalice, but it'll let me attack. Natural Tron. Alright, you got the red. Well, I mean, at least the best thing they could do is Thought Knot. Like, if we draw Liliana of the Veil, we're just ahead. We're very ahead if we can Bloodbraid into it. Everyone cross your fingers at home. Come on, Liliana. Come on, Liliana. That doesn't do it. We've got Revolt, but that'll get countered. Get like a Scavenger Grounds for basically free. And Liliana, like, minus, draw a card, attack for 9. That would have been a swing. Cascading Cataracts. Oh, boy. You gonna Golos me? Uh-oh. Scoop to a bridge. guess I don't have to scoop to a bridge. I've got Kolaghan's Command in the deck. But beating a bridge and the second thing they get is going to be really difficult. Come on, you're playing Tron. It doesn't require that much thought. Flagship. Okay. I feel like flagship is kind of risky because if I can draw a removal spell that it doesn't cost 1, which is I guess all of them is like push and bolt doesn't do it anyway. Like if I can kill this Thought Knot and get down the Karn, I could potentially come back. All right, that won't do it though. Like I can suicide a Glyph to get into the Karn, but I'm just not beating the onboard. Don't think I want Damping Sphere. It's a bit slow. They're not even like a devoted Tron deck, so I tend to not like the Sphere when I'm getting Reality Smashed and Thought Knotted. Bolts don't kill anything. They kill Karn. But that's it. Take out some Inquisitions for sure. That's 60. Is anything better than something else? I actually had someone try to compare the difficulty of Jund and Tron, mono green Tron, and like honestly, like some people might find Tron more difficult. But the way they were arguing it was just very funny to me because they were saying it's the same thing. Like turn 1 you Thoughtseize and turn 1 you map. Like that's it, right? It's like okay, but like Thoughtseize presents a decision. Map is a map. There's no decision there. You play the map and you get the Tron piece that you're missing. That's it. Just because things cost 1 mana and you want to play it on turn 1 doesn't mean they're the same. It's not great, but it's a 2/3/4. You gotta figure out which land you're missing. Yeah, I suppose. I mean, I always give people the benefit of the doubt. Like some people's minds just think differently. So like maybe you think Tron's actually harder, and that's fine. But I think most people would think that Jund's harder. I think Jund's one of the harder decks to play, just in general. Alright, well I'm going to take a land out of the deck. Get a Stomping Ground here, play an Ooze. I think that the hardest decks to play are probably like... So like there are decks that are there are some hard decks to play that like you don't have to play it optimally and you'll still win a lot of matches. Like I think 4-color control is a good example of that. Like someone who's never played a control deck can like play that deck and like witness the power, but like you have to be really really good to like know the ins and outs of that thing. You sold out of E-Tron or Black Green? Alright, let's Pyromancer. Oops, mana requirements. Sold out of Black Green. Yeah, I mean, if you're trying to build the more powerful deck, it's definitely not this. It's definitely the Tron side. I want to keep the Bloodbraid. I really want a Bloodbraid next turn. This push is probably not going to kill anything. Alright, well, we get to keep one anyway. Yeah, just like the like card for card, the stuff in Eldrazi Chan is just innately more powerful. Like, you could just play a Chalice on one, and then that just wins a lot of the time. Like, Jund doesn't have the one I win immediately card. They've got a bunch of I win over a course of a few turns cards, but the cards like that can get interacted with. Well, they are playing Golos. Yes, I'm an engineer. I reject the possibility that 1 + 1 + 1 is 7. Unless it is. In which case, I've been doing it all wrong. Map. Jeez. So even if I draw the stupid pillage effect here, nothing will change. You had Dismember too? Jeez. A little late, bud. Alright, you guys ready for the Kolaghan's Command of the Century? Or Liliana. Or Dreadbore. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I don't play Magic because I enjoy the easy life. And like honestly, like in my experience, like I really like trying to master the harder decks because then when you play the easier ones, it's just so easy. Like you still need to learn like the basic function of the easier decks, but I think as soon as you do, the learning curve I think for someone who knows how to play a hard deck or two is much steeper. Yeah, I do think decks like this make Magic boring. That's why I like the hard stuff. Like I want to be able to be constantly learning and making mistakes. But if you give me like mono green Tron, like I think the only time I would ever play seriously mono green Tron is if it was like the best deck in the meta by far, and I was taking it to like a real event where I was trying to win. Yeah, poker's a real hard game, and I do know of a few pros who dabble in both poker and Magic. I also enjoy poker. I am by no means good though. I haven't studied it at all. I'm just like ridiculously casual about it. All right, so I guess I could sacrifice Peatland to enable Revolt and get an attack in. The opponent is at 8, so any amount of damage I can push through is very likely to be worth it. So I think I will sacrifice Peatland first, just to give me more info on what I want to discard. And I'll plus first, so that the opponent doesn't know that I'm about to have them discard. And I think Inquisition is probably the most useless card right now. Alright, then I can cast, target this. You ready for them to reveal another one? Yeah, like I like the feeling of trying to outplay the opponent. Alright, they revealed Karn. Oh god. Alright, well their Karn's gonna be pretty good. So is there any consideration to not playing this Scavenging Ooze? I mean, I guess it doesn't attack past this Ensnaring Bridge anyway, so like in the event the opponent has like an All is Dust, I should probably have the backup creature. That said, I am going to be plussing with Liliana's, so my hand is going to empty. I know they're finding Karn though, which is pretty annoying. I think I just don't want to get blown out by the All is Dust, and I'll just hold it. What did you hear? They're scrying. Interesting. Turmeric and ginger cookies that have cayenne in them. I expect a full report in about 20 minutes. Assuming you're in a condition to be able to report. Alright, well, we've got the Liliana in play to deal with this Thought Knot. I guess they can still Karn and then have 2 mana left over. I guess like unless they sack map for another tower, then they'll have 3 left over. So that they could still Karn into a bridge here, which they kind of have to do unless they have some other way to stabilize. Yeah, both would be good too. I'm playing 2 of them. No, I took him out, right? I sideboarded him out. Yeah, I took him out. I mean, Ren and 6 is still a mode of reach damage, and as is Kolaghan's command. So I still do have I guess 5 burn spells, 2 Kolaghan's commands, and 3 Ren and 6s. Yeah, K command would be the nuts. But yeah, I'm pretty sure the opponent has to go for the sack the map, get a tower. Sorry, wait, do they even have mana for that? It's 3, 4, 5, 6. They pay 2 down to 4 up to 6. So no, they don't actually have enough mana, right? Because they can Karn and then they can put a 2 mana thing into play. Yeah, I think they messed this up. They had to Karn there. Wormcoil would also be pretty problematic, yeah. But they didn't have the mana for that, did they? I guess they probably did, right? Because they went Thought Knot and they had 10 mana. So yeah, they had exactly enough to get the Wormcoil. We're on the draw again. Do I just take out the Inquisitions entirely and like bring the bolts in? The issue is if they have Chalice, then it just blanks a bunch of stuff. I guess if I'm taking out Inquisition, like the same, I have the same number of stuff that gets countered by the Chalice, but at least Inquisition can maybe take it, you know. Yeah, if they got the tower, they probably would have had just enough, right? Because they played their Thought Knot, and they had 6 left over. So yeah, they had 10. They could have Karned, and then I don't think they needed it. They didn't even need to get it. Oh, no, they did. Yeah, because they had 9. They had 9. So yeah, they could have gotten another map. Sorry, gotten another tower, and then did the thing. I really don't think I want Damping Sphere versus Eldrazi. I mean, maybe versus Golos it's worth it just because it makes Golos so easy to activate. I don't know. I think in a matchup where Bloodbraid is one of my better cards, it's hard to bring in the Sphere. Here, I'm gonna trade an Inquisition for 1 bolt. For no particular reason other than it gets to kill Karn. How useful is Cling? I mean, it's a redraw. Gaining life is not useless. I mean, in a mid-range matchup, I like being able to escape it to net a card. I think it's probably better than just like a bolt that more likely than not does nothing. Like bolt goes to face obviously, whereas Cling doesn't. But I mean, Cling, like the worst Cling can be is usually a redraw, whereas the worst bolt can be is literally nothing. Both get south by Chalice though, so. All right, let's see a good one here. Yeah. This hand is fine. I obviously wish this Cling was an Inquisition or a Thoughtseize, but I mean, I can't really ship this hand. If they've got a busted Tron start, we've got the Cleansing Wildfire to disrupt it. That's good. Got the map too, huh? Why wouldn't you? Alright, so... Alright, well, I did say Ravine that Elf is the one of my better cards. Got another Tron land? Of course you do. No, you don't. Okay. I wonder if it's still worth just Cleansing Wildfiring now. I should probably just get my Grizzly Bear in. The issue with playing Grizzly Bear is if they've got removal, my turn is kind of moot. So maybe I should just Cleansing Wildfire now to just further them from Tron. I mean, are there any other lands that this might want to hit? I guess there's like Blast Zone that it could potentially want to hit. I mean, playing Ooze into nothing is risky, but I'm going to pull the trigger on it. Like, if they have Dismember or, like, Spatial Contortion, it'll feel pretty bad. But if they don't, it'll feel pretty good. Also, like they could thought not seer me here if they get an Eldrazi temple. I guess that would be a reason to get my threat into play. Alright, that looks like it's the line. Got that TKS, yeah. Yep. Come on, can we draw Liliana, please? Liliana of the Veil. Please, please, please. If I move the Bloodbraids fast enough, maybe they can't take it. Surprise. Pyromancer's good. Do I do that? If I Pyromancer, what am I discarding? It's not Bloodbraid. I guess it would be Cling another land, make 2 1/1s. Is that wild? Kind of like it. I mean, I don't have much else going for me right now. Like, I could Cling and try to hit a 2-mana creature, but that doesn't seem great. And then I guess I'll get Mountain here. I can get basic Swamp with the Mire. I just really don't want to draw more lands. I just really, really want to be able to Bloodbraid next turn. Not great. I think I've drawn second Scavenging Ooze like 3 times so far, and I haven't had a game with more than 1 Tarmogoyf yet. Actually, that's a lie. We had one versus Storm. Is it Smash time? That's fine. Annoying, but fine. Chalice. Tome. Even more annoying than Chalice. Jeez. Alright, basic Swamp. Playing the Mire, because if I wanted to get a basic Forest for whatever reason, I have the Verdant to do it. Don't know what I really want to hit here. I guess I'll take Liliana, I'll take Holagon's Command, I'll take Dreadbore. Thoughtseize. That one's okay. Jeez. Alright, well, I'm taking an Ugin. Like, they're not Ugining next turn, but I'm never beating the Ugin if it's able to actually come down. I mean, Karn I can at least reasonably attack. My creatures might die in the process, but I mean, not great. Alright, they topped the mine off of the Scry. They might just Karn plus. If they Karn plus, can I even kill it? No, right? I can hit it for at max 4. In the process, throwing out creatures. I don't think they plus on the tome because, like, if I have like a push or a bolt, that gives me a good target. I don't feel ahead. Yeah, probably just Karn plus on nothing. I mean, they could just minus to entice me to hit it. Because it would be pretty enticing. Maybe they get a... They don't have any good 1-mana things, right? It's like Pithing Needle, Tormod's Crypt. Neither one of those does a lot right here. Oh, they do want to animate. Okay. Yeah, this Karn is pretty impenetrable right now. Right, Dreadbore, please. There's 2 of them. How about another land? Yuck. I mean, I guess I'll play the Mire. I'll put another thing in the art to cling. If I attack with literally everything at this Karn, can I kill it if I include Ravine? That's 6 attackers. The 3 weakest ones are only 4. That doesn't do it. Guess I'm passing and letting this Karn tick up. The Ravine doesn't let me kill it. I just did that math, right? Because I have 6 attackers. The 3 weakest things get through. That's only 4. Like, the logic, I guess, is Ravine at least kills whatever gets in the way. Yeah, like, if he doesn't plus making this a creature, then yeah, I get to kill it. Hit the Tron. Jeez. Yeah. One wormy thing. Sundering Titan? Alright, I'm not winning. You win, you win, you win. Refresh page. So 1-2 with Jund, 1-3 overall. Not good. We're waiting to be paired. Ian says drink some damn water every once in a while. Sure, I guess. Hey, I got a pair. Well, we're pretty good on die rolls. Hey, we got a keeper. This hand's really good. We're only missing the Liliana. Ready to see Tron? Oh no, it's Sultai Wreck. Alright, well I guess I'm taking the thing I can take. I'll make sure to cast this other Inquisition before I cast Tarmogoyf. So it looks like I'll go next turn Renin 6. And then on the turn after I can probably Inquisition and Tarmogoyf, assuming the coast is still clear. Did you draw a force? Who is ready to fight a hard battle then lose to a card called Field of the Dead? I am. Alright, well, they found an Uro. I'm taking the push. They're not casting Uro here. That's interesting. Thoughtseize. That takes Factor Fiction. Is there any reason to do that first? I guess if they've got like a Shark Typhoon that I want to take, then doing this first seems good. In the off chance they're playing Mana Leak, I suppose I'll play the land first. Yeah, the other half's losing the stupid Field of the Dead. That card is so stupid good. Remand. Try again. Do it again, I wasn't looking. Alright, so they are playing the wreck. I mean, this Factor Fiction is going to be more problematic short term, though. So I think I'm going to take the Factor Fiction and then just hope they don't draw more really good payoffs. Putting down Revolted Fatal Push here, but I doubt there's going to be anything that I'll need to Revolted Fatal Push for. I definitely just want to fetch now so I can get the value off of the Ren and 6. The issue is, turn after this one, I'm going to be facing down an Uro unless I find a Scavenging Ooze or a Cling to Dust. I mean, I'm gonna if they don't if their plan next turn is only to escape Uro, I'll say I'll have the Ren and 6 emblem, but they drew a Decay, so that is not the case. We drew another land. Here comes the stupid thing. If I don't draw an answer to it immediately, it's gonna be pretty unfortunate. I mean, I've got the Fatal Push, so I guess that's the first answer, but the thing just keeps coming back. And then I'll respond to the trigger in case they're drawing something like a Force. Make sure to get my Revolt first. Alright, if they've somehow have blanks, we're in this. We need to draw like a Bloodbraid though, really soon. Bolt's not exactly what we need. I mean, it's lethal next turn. I mean, one of the conscious decisions I made in deck building was to play bolts over the full set of the pushes. So, I mean, if this bolt is what steals us the race, it's going to look pretty smart. Never mind. More Uro. Here comes a wreck. Probably. Just more Uro. I don't know why the opponent just doesn't get the wreck down. I mean, I guess they want to fill their yard, and this does that. Would love to find a Bloodbraid. Funny is, Bloodbraid into my only other copy of Bolt actually combines for lethal. Is perfect into perfect too much to ask? I mean, that's a good one. Having the opponent discard means they get to escape their Uro. I mean, they get to do that anyway after using the Field of Ruin. So I guess I'll make them use their Field of Ruin before having them discard. Like, it opens me up to possibly getting countered, but the Kolaghan's Command is actually not even worth that much. Hey, what do you know? Field of the Dead. It's like you fight a really hard battle, and then you lose to the Field of the Dead. Someone said this would happen. Was that me? I think that was me. So now our only out to win is them not escaping this Uro and then us drawing the other bolt. I mean, Uro's gained them 9 life already. Sorry, 12 life already, because one of these was escaped. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, there's this card. Oh my god. Literally the worst. It's like there's nothing you can do after it gets too hard. Like, you have to have your one-shot Maelstrom Pulse, and even then they still have just everything else that they have going on. Gains 15, drew 5 cards, and made it impossible to kill them. Not to mention it ramped them into a Field of the Dead. Well, there goes their whatchamacallit. Excellent. Uro. Alright. Spell Bombs. Ashiox. Cleansing Wildfire. Dark Confidant. Necromentia. Collective Brutality. Inquisitions are coming out. Lightning Bolts are definitely coming out. Kolaghan's Command can come out probably. No, Kolaghan's Command's probably good enough. I'll say, like, they don't have Path to Exile, so like the creatures that they kill I can probably actually get back. I like cutting a Goyf. These games are going to go long, and just a beat stick isn't what I need. Liliana's also tend to be worse versus all the Uro stupid stuff. I think I'm just going to cut the Fatal Pushes as well. Like, we kind of need to deal with the Uros proactively instead of after they hit the field. We've got a bunch of ways to do it now. Like, we've got the Spell Bombs, the Ashiox, and even if they hit the field, we've got, like, Liliana and Dreadbore as additional outs. Well, I think that the main reason that people are playing Pillage even before Fulminator just because of Veil of Summer. Veil of Summer protects against Fulminator, whereas Pillage is red. It is neither blue or black. So Veil does not touch it. That said, if you're trying to like buy it back with Kolagon's commands or something, then Fulminator is kind of the only option. But I mean, disrupting the opponent's mana base before they can get Tron online, even when you're on the draw, is really good. And then having that effect also draw card is also very good. Let's just cut another Tarmogoyf. I've got plenty of clocks. Yup. We've got a painful one rolled up. Luckily, my life resource is like about the last resource that actually matters. Jeez. Well, I'll take the hour. That just immediately turns Field of the Dead online. With the opponent only having 2 lands, this Growth Spiral isn't super potent. They need to find lands, but their deck is half lands. Alright, Liliana's a pretty fine draw, assuming I find another land. I'm gonna end step probably just cling this opponent's Hour of Promise. That's the island we knew about. Ooze isn't a bad pickup, but I do need the land. Cool. Probably gonna end up just discarding this Ooze, honestly. Assuming this actually resolves. Because, like, it's never actually gonna survive through the pushes. That said, maybe I should just be discarding... Maybe I should just be hoping that the opponent discards pushes first, because Ooze is one of my better ways to deal with stuff like Uro. But they're kind of far off of the Uro, and I know that the pushes are going to be good, so I'll just ditch the Ooze. It's the information that I know is current. They discarded the Nexus. Have you somehow not found the land? Uh-oh. Wreck, okay. Well, they've got 2 fatal pushes, so I mean, maybe the rest of their hand is duds. I guess I'm blood braiding, and I'll discard the brutality. I'm gonna want the Pyromancer to try to refill. Alright, so I think the best hit here... Best hit here is probably just another threat. I'm gonna want more green for potential oozes. So let's do this. So I guess I really want to hit just another threat here. That counts. It's a resource threat. And I've got the forest, so Mire is strictly better than Verdant. Alright, we're doing okay. I mean, we're going to need to get a little lucky. Or rather, we just need the opponent to not be lucky. Well, that's a Field of the Dead. We might be able to get to Liliana Ultimate. They went top, top. All right, there goes the other push. Now we can go land, Pyromancer, draw 2. Not bad. I guess let's get in for an attack. And I will cast this Thoughtseize right now. If it's a land, then we won't actually get to hit anything, but I think I'm gonna want this Brutality might end up getting used just as a burn spell. Alright, it is a land. Okay, we're ultimating next turn, but they did scry top with their Castle of Antris. So got to imagine they've got some kind of answer. Maybe it's even a Veil. I could Brutality first to try to clear it, and then maybe I can ultimate next turn. It's probably worth clearing it. Oh, they just have the decay, sure. Rough. Alright, well, it's time to lose the Field of the Dead, I guess. Let's get more red, more green. Gonna need to find one of my Cleansing Wildfires. Swamp is not a Cleansing Wildfire. Guess let's attack. I mean, we might be able to just push damage through this Field of the Dead. The opponent is hellbent. They're at 4. I mean, a minus now and a minus next turn with this Collective Brutality does actually kill. I think I should still go for the Cling to Dust play, though. I guess I don't want them getting decay back with, like, a Mystic Sanctuary. Cleansing Wildfire. There are 3. Oops, not what I wanted. Minus, target you. No Uro, please. No Uro, please. Come on, let's see that bottom. How about top, opponent says. Interesting. Alright, well, I guess I'll lead on an attack. I guess what could this be? It's like almost gotta be, I guess Fact or Fiction makes some sense. Alright, well, I can't let them Cryptic my thing, so it kind of has to be like everything versus Cryptic. I need this Brutality to resolve. Yeah, they put Cryptic in their hand, surprise, surprise. I mean, I think I actually get to win this. That's minus first in case they counterbalance. I guess that's not actually a real consideration. Alright, I get to go to combat and attack. They have to tap draw, and then if they don't draw a 2-mana counterspell, we get to win. Tap draw, yeah. we do it? They drew the Uro too. Ugh. Stressful. Okay. I mean, I think I kind of like how the deck worked out. I don't really see a reason to change anything. I still don't think we're favored. But I don't see much reason to change.
Also, I couldn't return any of this stuff.
What up?
The counter was closed, and the Walmart website says that Elaine can process it for me, but they didn't. They were like, no, can't do that. Call the manager. They called the manager. I was like, I saw it on the website, and they're like, nope, closed at 8. And I had carried the machine from the car into. I was kind of fed up.
You must do it tomorrow, right?
Yeah, I'm getting up to the car. So when I get back from work, I can do it. Also, I got it something.
I'm still streaming, so it's gonna have to wait.
I'll just bring it in the room to show you. If that's okay.
Sure.
Star Wars related.
Liliana's a good one. See if we can stick this run in 6, though. I mean, if we can run in 6 into Liliana, that's a way to win. They could obviously have Remand, they could have Mana Leak. They could also just have Growth Spiral, though, so I don't think we can not cast this. Remand. Yep. Is it Uro time? No. Could just be Force of Negation time. Growth Spiral into Remand, maybe?
It comes with hot chocolate in it.
Holy crap, it's stuck. Alright, well, I'm going to pitch the Wooded Foothills. Because if this run in 6 doesn't resolve, I'm going to want the Ravine. Oh, they pitched Uro, though. Makes sense. I mean, the Liliana in play gets to actually deal with it. So it's still just draw a card, gain 3, which is plenty good. No, they can't escape it yet. Not bad. So I guess I should be plussing first in case the play is counter bounce. I still want to be able to get a card out of the opponent's hand. Then I guess now I'll ditch a Dreadbore. I need the Wildfire for the eventual Field of the Dead. Another Uro. Wouldn't be surprised if this got countered. Could also be a Factor Fiction, which would also be bad. Yeah, there's play counterbalance. Alright, so I'm glad I activated Liliana first. I guess the logic is now, like, if they escape the Uro, I don't have the in-play answer anymore. think I should still probably go for the Liliana. If I go for the Dreadbore and it gets remanded, I can recast it, so that would be a reason to go for the Dreadbore. That might just be reason enough, because if this Uro attacks successfully, I just can't win anymore. If I draw untapped land, I could go for Liliana, and then if it sticks, great, and if it doesn't, I can then Dreadbore. Alright, well, I really don't want this Uro to be able to attack, so I think I have to go for the Dreadbore play. Alright, pass. Yeah, if I Liliana and the Liliana doesn't resolve there, I just can never beat this Uro repeatedly triggering. Alright, well, that could represent Cryptic Command getting put back on top via Mystic Sanctuary. Well, there's the untapped land. I mean, I think I'm gonna go for the Liliana here. I need a way to deal with this Uro. And now that the opponent's about to have Cryptic in hand, so this might be the best window to do it. Wow. Alright, well. Not giving him 2 Cryptics. I mean, I guess it's Cryptic and 2 lands versus Cryptic and the Veil. Alternatively, yeah, I'm not giving him 2 Cryptics. I could go Cryptic, Cryptic, Veil, other things, but that doesn't seem like something I'm allowed to do. Alright, so they took Cryptic and Veil. Makes some sense. Wow, and it resolves. Okay. So I should definitely be plussing here. It's just a matter of what am I ditching? I guess it's just the land. I absolutely need this Cleansing Wildfire for when this field that eventually tries to pummel me. And then next turn I'll plus the Liliana and then go for a Bloodbraid. More than likely. Like, I could minus the Liliana to try to get this Uro, but the Veil is going to counter it, so I'm going to make sure to Edict first so the Veil doesn't cycle too on top of countering. It's not a good spot. Got the Decay too. Trophy, kind of the same thing right now. Already got triple red. I guess I'll get more green for potential ooze. Alright, and the opponent still has Veil up. Oof. Tall order. Liliana would do it if not for Veil. So I think my best route to victory, I don't even know that there is one, is the issue. If I Pyromancer, I can ditch Cleansing Wildfire and Liliana, and then like what am I trying to find? It's not a whole lot. Like if my Liliana just resolves, I minus, they cycle a Veil. Then the Uro is attacking. I think I have to Bloodbraid and like Hail Mary it. But the issue is like my Dreadbores are gone. This is the only other Liliana in the deck. I don't think I'm drawing live here. And Uro just is that good. Yeah, I mean, I just like have to let them cycle the Veil on me. I mean, I could also just plus the Liliana. Then that at least means they have to attack the Liliana. Or else, like, the Edict is loaded up for next turn, too. I guess now I will ditch a Cleansing Wildfire. But yeah, I'm just never beating this board. They drew the field as soon as I discard the Cleansing Wildfire. Not that it matters because they have Cryptic. Alright, well that's the 5th round that I've played. So usually I break up my videos into 5 rounds. I break them up into leagues anyway, which are 5 rounds. So it makes sense that this is a natural stopping point. I want to thank everyone for coming and watching. We had a pretty decent crowd today. Lots of people are coming in and out. Appreciate every single one of you. If you haven't already followed, it's a great free way to support my content. I play Jund all the time. Even when it's not the best meta choice, like now. It's the deck that I love, so it's the deck that I play vast majority of the time. So with that said, I've also got a YouTube channel, as I mentioned. I put all my recordings over there, including this one. And I've also got a Twitter, but I'm not very active on there. But yeah, definitely follow here if you would be so kind, if you want more content like this. And then also, you can check out my YouTube. Both of my handles are in the bottom left of your current screen. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and log off for the night. Thanks everyone for watching, and hope you have a good one.